Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Today is May 3rd, and we had a bench clearing in Milwaukee this week, and Mike Trout is back on the IL. Let's talk about it. Hello, everybody. My name is Steven. This is the middle of the order. How are we doing today? Ladies and gentlemen, what a week. I am still sick. And what's worse is I have the hiccups. That's going to lead to a brilliant start and a brilliant listen for you guys. First month of baseball in the books. We are in May. What is it? May showers or April showers bring May flowers, something like that. Well, we are here in May, and hopefully some of those teams that got off to rocky April starts and some of the players who've been playing down, a new month will help change that around for some guys. So, with that being said, bear with me in today's episode, as once again, it is a little bit derailed. But yeah, let's dive into our series recap. All right, going back to last week, the Nats and Marlins play one more on Monday. The Nats took all three. They look for the 4-game sweep. CJ Abrams gets the scoring start with a home run, and then later on, it's a 4-run 7th inning that puts it away. The Nationals end up with the 4-game sweep over the Marlins as they beat them 7-2. On to this week, Yankees and Oilers. A big 4-game set between the top two teams in the AL East. Imagine if this was in September. Gunnar Henderson hits the leadoff bomb to start this series, while Grayson Rodriguez and the O's pen blanks the Yankees. They win the first game 2-0. Game 2, Austin Wells hits his first home run of the season, and Soto also goes deep for the Yankees. Both of them are solo shots, so the 3-run inning that the Oilers put up in the fourth would give them the lead. The O's take another one, beating the Yankees 4-2. The only runs in this third game was on an Oswaldo Cabrera home run. It's a 2-run shot that the Yankees need. They'll take it. They win it 2-0. And in the final game, the Birds were home run happy early. Ryan Mountcastle, Jorge Mateo, and Ryan McKenna all go deep in this one. The first 3 games were all close 2-run games, but this last one was all Oilers. They take 3 of 4 from the Yankees and take over the AL East division for now. They take it 7-2. Giants and Red Sox. The Red Sox get to Logan Webb. They score 1 run in each of the first 4 innings. 5 pitchers blank the Giants. They take the opener 4-0. Cutter Crawford continues his strong year with another great outing. Boston ends up with another win. They take it 6-2. And in the final game, Kyle Harrison strikes out 7. Mike Yastrzemski, he hits a home run. The Giants avoid the sweep and take the last game 3-1. Royals and Blue Jays. The Jays open this series with Turner at the helm. Justin Turner crushes not 1 but 2 home runs in the game. He's joined by Danny Jansen. The Royals made a late run at a comeback but come up a run short. The Blue Jays take the first game 6-5. Cole Reagans with another great start. He gets some help from Michael Massey, who goes deep in this one. The Royals even up the series. They win it 4-1. And in the final game, it's Seth Lugo, who continues to be a brilliant signing for the Royals. He's been fantastic. They score 3 runs in 2 innings late, with the finish touch being another Michael Massey home run. The Royals take 2 of 3 from the Jays. They take it 6-1. Twins and White Sox now, and the Twins enter this series summer sausage in hand. They're on a 7-game winning streak versus the worst team in the AL in the White Sox. Carlos Santana hits a 2-run home run to tie the game in the second, and we would stay tied until the 9th, where Max Kepler would give the Twins the lead with a single, scoring Buxton. The Twins make it 8. They win it 3-2. Jumping ahead in this one, the Twins scored 2 runs in the top of the 8th to tie and take the lead, but it wouldn't last as Andrew Benintendi goes deep in the bottom of the 8th to tie it up, but once again in the 9th is Max Kepler, who comes up with the sac fly to get the Twins the lead, and they just get better by adding back elite closer Johan Duran, who gets his first save of the year. The Twins make it 9 now, 6-5. Final game, Tommy Pham and Alex Kirilloff trade off home runs. The Twins tied it up on an error by Paul DeJong, and then they'll add 4 more in the 9th. They get the sweep and make their win streak now 10 as they take it 10-5. Cardinals and Tigers. Rain Monday meets doubleheader Tuesday to start the series. Riley Green homers to get the Tigers the lead. One they would hold on into the ninth inning, where the Cardinals scored 2 runs in the inning, stealing the lead and the game as they get a comeback win and take the first game 2-1. Game 2, it's Winsell Perez, who homers twice in this game, also with Riley Green hitting his second homer of the day, just being in a different game, of course. The Tigers take down the Cardinals to even up the series with the win 11-6. And for the final game, it's Matt Vierling with a 2-run home run being the difference in this last game. The Tigers take 2 of 3 from the Cardinals and win it 4-1. Now we've got Guardians and Astros top first 3-0 count. Josh Naylor swinging deep. It's a 3-run home run. Now it's 3-0. That gets the Guardians the early lead, but look who it is. Alex Bregman on the last day of April hits his first home run of the year. John Singleton goes deep as well, getting his first home run of the year. It makes it a 5-run Astro lead, but the Guardians answer. Andres Jimenez and Estevan Floral both go deep to make up those 5 runs in the 6th. That ties up this game, and into extras we go. The Guardians take the lead in the 10th. Astros looking for a difference, and hello Victor Carantini. He comes off the bench, the pinch hit, 2-run walk-off home run. The Astros get a strong statement win to open up this series 10-9. The Stephen Kwan game, he goes 3 for 5 with 2 RBIs. The second RBI was in extras because we needed that again. Then in the bottom of the 10th, he makes an incredible diving catch that turned into the game-ending double play as his heroics in this game even up the series. Guardians win it 3-2. And then in the last game, the Astros score 8 unanswered, with 5 of those runs being in the 7th. As they come back home from Mexico and take 2 of 3 from the Guardians, they win it 8-2. Phillies and Angels now, and after Philly took a 3-run lead in the first, the Angels were fighting back. They out-hit them 11-6 and score 4 runs across 2 innings in the 6th and 7th. They take the lead, and the Angels pen holds the Phillies. Angels get the opener 6-5. Kyle Schwarber, Nick Castellanos, and Johan Rojas all homer in this one, as 2 of those were in the 9th to tie the game and take the lead. The Phillies get a comeback win to even the series thanks to some home run hitters. They win it 7-5. And the final game, all the scoring in this one came in the 2nd inning, as a 2-run single by Kyle Schwarber is more than a solo shot hit by Abreu Adrianza. I hope I said that right. The Phillies take 2 of 3 from the Angels. They win it 2-1. Nationals and Rangers now, and after the 4-game sweep over Miami, the Nationals have a date with the defending champs in the Rangers. John Gray pitches amazing. They score 7 unanswered with 2 home runs from Josh Smith and Leody Taveras. The Rangers win it 7-1. Andrew Heaney and Trevor Williams in a pitcher's duel. The lone run came in the 2nd off the bat of Alex Call with an RBI single. The Nats even the series up with the win 1-0. And for the final game, it's Nate Eovaldi and the Rangers pen that blank the Nats. The Rangers run away with it. They take 2 of 3 from the series and beat the Nationals 6-0. Pirates and A's now. Tyler Nevin goes deep for his 3rd of the year. The A's score 5 unanswered and take the first game 5-1. Game 2, JJ Bleday is your hero as he hits 2 home runs. The first one gave the A's the lead, and the second one gave them some insurance as his multi-home run day gets the A's the win. They beat the Pirates 5-2. Third and final game, Abraham Toro and Tyler Nevins both go deep. A's pitching blanks the Pirates, and the Oakland Athletics are playing some hot baseball as they sweep the Pirates 4-0. Boogity, wow. The Braves and Mariners, Max Fried and the Braves pitching were doing great, not even allowing a hit to the Mariners up until the 8th inning. Bryce Miller also pitched great in this game, but the Braves had a 1-run lead entering the 9th. That was until Mitch Garver stepped up to the plate and belted a no-doubt 2-run walk-off home run. The Mariners, after doing nothing all game, win it on a Garver blast. They take the opener 2-1. Jorge Polanco gets the Mariners scoring started early. Braves had issues getting to Luis Castillo, who for 7 innings blanks them. The Mariners take another one 3-2. And for that final game, it's a big 4-run fourth inning for the Braves. That gave them the lead, and that's one they would hold on to. The Braves avoid the sweep to the Mariners, who take 2 of 3 from them, but they do get the last game. Braves win it 5-2. Rockies and Marlins. We've got a weird one here. Rockies in the top of the first score 5 runs. Ryan Feltner pitched amazing for 8 innings. The Marlins, after winning 5-0 from the first inning on, they score 5 runs in the 9th to come back. After being down 5 runs in the first from the Rockies, the Marlins score 5 runs in the 9th to come back in what is the weirdest looking box score I had seen in a long time. We head to extras. 5 runs top first, 5 runs bottom 9th. That means extras. The Rockies score 1 in the 10th. The Marlins tie it up and then win it on a walk-off single from Dane Myers. The Finns come back in a weird way, but regardless, get the opener over the Rockies 7-6. Marlins scored 2 in the 5th and 2 in the 8th. As their pitching holds the Rockies, they take another game 4-1. And in the final game, Josh Bell homers for the Marlins, Jacob Stallings homers for the Rockies. We head to extras. After the Rockies in the 10th, they get a run. Jesus Sanchez walks it off with a single in their half. They take the game. After getting swept by the Nationals, the Marlins sweep the Rockies with 2 walk-offs, and they take the last game 5-4. What was I saying there? Don't know, don't matter. Cubs and Mets. Luis Severino was masterful to open up this 4-game set, taking a no-hitter into the 8th inning before losing it. Brandon Nimmo homers in the first. It would stay 1-0 until the 8th, where the Cubs tied it on a force-out that scored in that run. So all that effort for Severino gives him a no decision, but in the 9th, Christopher Morel with your Cubs hits the go-ahead 2-run home run. The Cubs, after getting no hit for just over 7 innings, find a way to still win this game, beating the Mets and taking the opener 3-1. The big difference in the second game was thanks to DJ Stewart, who hit a 3-run home run in the bottom of the 6th to open this game up for the Mets, who hold on and even the series up with the win 4-2. Shota Imanga has continued to pitch great each start over and over. He's been great to start his MLB career, and he was so here again with 7 strong innings. The only run in this game was on a Pete Crow sac fly. The Cubs take it and they win it 1-0. And for the final game, the Cubs take an early 4-0 lead thanks to a 3-run home run from Christopher Morel. But the story in this one came with Lindor, who was sick in the morning, so wasn't scheduled to play in the lineup, but came into the game in the middle of it, and he goes, and things went well from the Mets from that point on. He goes 2 for 3 with 4 RBIs, helping them tie the game and send it to extras, where in the 11th, he was the hero with the game-winning walk-off 2-run double. The Mets, on Lindor's sick day, have him be the hero. They split the 4-game set with the Cubs 2 each. Mets win 7-6. Rays and Brewers. We would have a high intense series here, as the Rays scored 1 run in the first and held that for the game, but in the 9th, the Brewers had the tying and winning runs on 3rd and 2nd. Bowers strikes out swinging on a wild pitch. The tying run comes home and he ends up at first. That would have been the case, except the umpire called Bowers out and sent the runner back to 3rd because on the backswing it clipped the catcher's back. So instead, the runners had to hold. Bowers was out. Pat Murphy was heated and ejected for the first time in his managerial career. The Brewers, with the bases loaded in the 9th, strikeout to end it. The Rays hold on and win it 1-0. And if you thought that was bad, game 2 was worse. Jose Siri, a solo shot in the 3rd inning. Willy Adames homers in the 5th inning. It's a 3-run shot. The Brewers were up 6-1. So in the 6th now, Freddie Peralta hits Jose Siri with a pitch. He gets tossed, although there was no warnings given out. Pat Murphy gets upset by this. He gets ejected for the 2nd straight night, but it doesn't end there. In Jose Siri's next at-bat, he grounds out, and then him and the pitcher Uribe exchange some words, which results in punches and swings, throwing being thrown. That causes the benches to clear, and after all of that settles, it's the Brewers who walk away with the win to even the series 8-2. And for the final game, it's Willy Adames. After his home run yesterday, he hits 2 more today. He destroys his former team. The Brewers take 2 of 3 from Tampa. They win it 7-1. Ellie De La Cruz and the Reds and the Padres, as we head off to that series there. Ellie De La Cruz and the Mr. Irrelevant Jurickson Profar trade off solo shots in the first. Nick Lodolo was brilliant for the Reds. The only hit he gave up was on that Profar home run. Outside of that, he was perfect. The Reds score 4 unanswered and walk away with the win as they take it 5-2. Padres score 4 runs in the 5th and take a 5-run lead. The Reds would try to come back late with homers from Yaimer Candelario and Stuart Fairchild, but they fall short. The Padres even the series 6-4. And in a 2-2 game late, the difference in this one came off of the Crone Zone. Jake Cronenworth, the grand slam in the 7th. That opens the game up. That gives the Padres the series win. They take 2 of 3 from the Reds and win the last game 6-2. And finally, here we have the Dodgers and the D-backs. The Dodgers score 6 unanswered from the 2nd and the 8th. What? From the 2nd to the 6th, excuse me, and they add with a Will Smith homer later on. The Dodgers take the series opener. They win it 8-4. The fans for the second game needed to be patient as this game was delayed to start due to a swarm of bees that formed behind home plate. But we had a hero, and his name was Matt Hilton. He came in to rescue this game and get rid of them while also getting to throw out the ceremonial first pitch. But on to the baseball, Christian Walker homers to start the scoring. We were later tied and into extras where Christian Walker homers to end the scoring as he hits the 2-run walk-off home run, his second home run of the game. That beats the Dodgers and they even up the series 4-3. And in the rubber match, Andy Pages and Will Smith both homer as Yamamoto continues to get better and better with each start he makes. He and the Dodgers pen blanks the D-backs. The Dodgers take 2 of 3 from them and they win it 8-0. Alright, now for our game of the week, we are heading to Houston for that Guardians and Astros game on the Tuesday. And it all starts on a 3-0 count to Josh Naylor. He swings and it goes. A 3-0 lead for the Guardians, his 7th of the year. And the Guardians are out early. Bottom 3, Alex Bregman, home run number 1, a 3-run shot. That ties the game up. We are tied 3-3 there, his first of the year. Bottom 4 now, and this is where the Astros take over. Joey Lopofido singles, 2-run score. They take the 2-run lead. Then it's John Singleton who homers his first of the year. A 3-run shot makes it 8-3 Houston. And we head to the top of the 6th now where the Guardians come back. Andres Jimenez, a 2-run shot, his first of the year, makes it 8-5. And then Estevan Floro in the same inning, a 3-run shot, ties this game up, his third of the year. It's 8-8, and that's how it would stay until the extra innings. David Fry then doubles, making it 9-8. The runner scores. The Guardians are in control. But then the bottom of the 10th, they go to the pinch hitter, Victor Carantini, who hits one over the right field wall. His second home run on the season, a 2-run walk-off home run. The Astros take it. They get a win, first game back at home from Mexico. They take the series against the Guardians. It's a big moment for the Astros here. They win what is the game of the week, 10-9. All right, on to the baseball news for the week here. Of course, we're going to start in Milwaukee for that bench-clearing brawl in the second game of the series. I mean, the whole series was kind of weird outside that third game. You know, the first game with the bases loaded, or the runners at third and second, and strikeout, clips the catcher on the back, and like what I was hearing and what I was seeing from it was like the catcher stood up to ready go get the ball, so he wasn't even in his correct position on the backswing. If the catcher stayed on the ground, or like where, kneeling, like to catch the baseball, if he stayed there, the batsman wouldn't have hit him. So because he stood up to go and start running to get the ball, that's why it clipped him, and it shouldn't have been called the way that it was. It's a weird situation as a whole. I don't know if that had anything to do with like the intensity with Jose Siri in the second game. I don't know what happened, because it was a 6-1 game. Like I'm assuming, knowing Freddie Peralta and like the character that he provides, when you watch him pitch and everything, I'm assuming it wasn't his intention to hit Siri with a pitch. The fact that he got ejected for that in the first place kind of, in my opinion, I think it made the situation a whole lot worse. If you're the umpire, if you want to do something, you give out warnings. You don't just eject the pitcher, and then obviously ejecting Pat Murphy as well, because he came out to argue saying it was BS, which it was. And I think that made it worse, because then when Uribe comes into the game and gets the ground out on Siri, there's going to be some heat there. You got my pitcher ejected kind of thing, like you hit a home run off him, you got him ejected, like you don't, what's that all about? So I think that if the umpire didn't eject Peralta, there would be no bench brawling. I think the umpire made the story about him, ejected Peralta without the warnings, and that led into Uribe and Siri in the eighth getting into each other's faces, and punches, and they start swinging at each other, and that causes the benches to clear. And I think this whole thing could have definitely been avoidable. MLB has dealt out their punishments. So Abner Uribe, who is the pitcher pitching to Siri, who was part of the initial instigation of everything, he gets a 6-game suspension. Freddie Peralta received 5 games, which I don't understand that one. I saw the fight like briefly, but not like what I wasn't watching that game. But it was interesting because I don't know what Freddie did. Like, was it because it was an intentional pitch? Like, did he actually throw it at Siri? I don't understand that one. Pat Murphy, the Brewers manager, he's getting a 2-game suspension, and then Jose Siri is only getting a 3-game suspension. So I find that really interesting that Siri's only getting 3 games, besides Uribe, who's getting 6. Obviously, relief pitcher versus an everyday player is a completely different story. Those 6 games, he gets used in about 3 games anyways. But yeah, so those are your suspensions. That's your kind of talk about the bench clearing brawl. Next game came over. Willie Adames did his thing, hit his home runs, and that's it. I'm not sure when these two teams meet next. If they do meet next, I don't think they should or would. So unless, of course, they meet up in a World Series matchup, which, as of this rate, Tampa needs to get going on that. So, yeah. Matt Hilton. Let's talk about Matt Hilton, the B guy here. So, of course, Diamondbacks and Dodgers had a game delayed due to, bees behind home plate. This is something that we haven't seen in a long time, to be honest with you. It's definitely been a thing that's come and gone. B delays. We've seen like players like hit the deck and camp out underneath something because bees take over the outfield, they take over home plate, all that stuff happens. Matt Hilton was the bee specialist who came into the game, he got called into the game to deal with the situation. It was a whole weird day, to be honest with you, because I think there was like a cat running on the field at one point in that game, or in a different game. Topps Now is making a card. Topps Now being the baseball cards. He's making autograph cards for him and his great performance. It was a really cool moment for him. And yeah, I think it was just deserving to get talked about a little bit here. Yeah, there really isn't much to say about that. Let's see, where are we going to now here? Let's go to Mike Trout here. Let's talk about Trouty here. He's back on the IL. Very unfortunate. What they're calling it is a knee, I believe. Yeah, so Mike Trout is going to need surgery on his knee. It's not expected to be season-ending, but it is, going to be a decent amount of time. Probably there is no timetable for his return, so it could be a month or two, could be 4 months from now. But the Angels do expect him to be back playing for their team by the end of the year, of course. And this is just really unfortunate. It just really is that Mike Trout has taken this injured path the last couple of years here. 2022 was the last time he played more than 100 games. He played 119, so he was still hurt that year. But I mean, 2021 he played 36 games. 2023 he played 82 games. Now he's played 29 and he's back on the IL. He hasn't really had his proper full season since 2019, even at 134. It's been a very unfortunate couple of years for Mike Trout, dealing with injuries, and not just small injuries too. It's ones that keep him down for 2-3 months at a time, if not longer. And he's the best player in baseball. Like, he came into this year and kind of proved that, he's leading the league or tied again with home runs. He comes to the field, he just does his thing. He was batting .220 and .867 OPS, 10 home runs, 14 ribbies. And for an Angels team, they need that. They need Mike Trout there. That's why they sell tickets. That's why people come out to the ball games to still see Mike Trout, this elite player in baseball. He's not that same 19, 20-year-old kid he once was when he debuted. He's 32 right now. Like, he's up there in age. We don't have many years left of Mike Trout, especially if they're filled with these injured years and all this other stuff. So yeah, it just really sucks, and we hope the best for Mike Trout, because he deserves better, to be honest, and I think that's the key thing going forward here. The Angels did need to make a move, though, having Mike Trout center field open. So they went out. I think the White Sox DFA'd Kevin Pillar, because Kevin Pillar was with the White Sox earlier this season to start off April. But the Angels are signing Kevin Pillar to take over for Mike Trout, I believe, is the move there. So he's done that. And then the Red Sox have also signed Dominic Smith to play and be a part of the team. I think he had an RBI hit in his first game over the week. I think that was also due to the injury, I think, of Masataka Yoshida. I know he's out on the IL for now. So, two moves there that happened. So, good for Pillar and good for Dominic Smith. Those are two guys who I do like a lot. But obviously, it sucks when you see talent like Trout and Yoshida be the reasons why they're getting signed and why they need to, fill in those spots. But both are good ball players still, and hope to take over and have some success for their new teams. And then another thing to mention here is Jose Abreu from your Houston Astros. He has been optioned to West Palm Beach to get his timing right. And that is super interesting, because it's very rare you see a player who has had a big league career, who's done it, who has an MVP. Yes, it was COVID, but he was an MVP player. And, for him to be in the minors. Jose Abreu was a late bloomer. He was a Rookie of the Year winner in 2014 at the age of 27. So he's had a just over a 10-year career here. Spent those 9 years with the White Sox, where he was an MVP, an All-Star, Silver Slugger. Like, he was a great ball player. Then signed last year with the Astros in his age 36 season, and he started that year as cold as ever. He didn't have his first home run till May. He was hitting poorly. It was just bad. He did figure it out later. He did turn it on a little bit, and he did get better. But this year, the same cold start to the year. He has 7 hits in his first 71 at-bats. He doesn't have a home run. He only has 3 RBIs. His batting average is below 1. It's 0.099, so basically 9%. His OPS is at 269, which is extremely low. Like, the league average being around 800, for people who have bad OPSs, they're usually like low 500s, high 400s. 269 is absurdly low. So Jose Abreu just has not had that success with Houston early in these years. He's even signed through till next year as well. So he's got one more year with the Astros, so he needs to figure something out. So he goes down into the minors. He's going to try to get his timing right, is what the Astros said, and hopefully to be back and better when they call him back up, whenever that be the case, whenever he gets his timing right. So interesting stuff there from your Astros. And yeah, you never know there. Phillies were your first team to 20 wins. They're now at 21 wins. And they're not alone. Over this week, we've had our first couple of 20-win teams. The Phillies made it their first, but the Yankees, Oilers, Dodgers, Braves, and Guardians have all joined them. So right now, as we sit, a couple days into May, the first month of the season being done, we have 6 20-win teams. Yankees and O's, both from the AL East. Braves and Phillies, both from the NL East. And then you mix in your Dodgers and Guardians there. There are some teams close with 19, 18 wins, but, good for those teams to get started, get hot early, and kind of lead, their divisions and their teams right now. So, yeah. Phillies. I mean, the Phillies were at 21. The Phillies have the most wins in baseball, but they're still second because the Braves have 2 less losses than the Phillies do. So, but it's only by half a game. So, Philly fans, relax a little bit. You guys have been good. Just keep playing your ball, get your players right, and things will work out for you guys. But yeah, that is our baseball news. All right, now for our injury updates. Of course, we have Mike Trout, who needs surgery on his knee. Not expected to be season-ending. We've talked about that. Grayson Rodriguez for your Baltimore Oilers. He has a right shoulder inflammation. He heads to the IL. Masataka Yoshida from your Red Sox, he has a sprained thumb. He heads his way to the IL. Yariel Rodriguez, spine inflammation. He's on the IL. And then Steven Matz from your Cardinals. He has a strained lower back and finds himself on the IL. On the IL as well. I might be heading there soon enough with all of my sickness, my voice, my hiccups, everything. It's just, my throat's been killing me. The outstanding performances. This isn't going to be helpful in my throat. Another strong list of pitching performances this week. Starting off with, of course, Luis Severino taking the no-hitter into the 8th inning. 8 innings pitched, 1 hit, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 5 Ks. Ryan Feltner, 8 innings pitched, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, no walks, 3 Ks. He was great until that 9th inning. Max Fried, 6 innings pitched, no hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, and 7 Ks. Bryce Miller, 7 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 10 Ks. Luis Castillo, 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, 7 Ks. Nick Lodolo, 7 innings pitched, 1 hit, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 11 strikeouts from Lodolo. Ryan Pepiot from your Rays, 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, no walks, and 7 Ks. Jack Flaherty against his former team in the Cardinals, 6.2 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk. How about 14 strikeouts for Flaherty? Kyle Gibson, 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 9 Ks. Nathan Eovaldi, 5 1/3 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, and 8 Ks. Cole Reagans, 6.2 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 9 Ks. Seth Lugo, 7 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 8 Ks. John Gray, 8 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, 3 Ks. And of course, Shota Imanga, 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, and 7 Ks. Moving on now, it is time for our stat leaderboard. And some new, some old. Leading the league in average is still Mookie Betts at 377. Hits is still Mookie Betts at 49. Home runs, Mike Trout still leads it at 10, but he has a friend again, is Gunnar Henderson now tied with him at 10. Of course, with Trout's injury, I don't expect him to be on this list by this time next week. RBIs, it's still Marcell Ozuna at 32. Runs, it's still Mookie at 29. For walks, Juan Soto and Mookie Betts still leads it with 26. Ellie De La Cruz in stolen base at 18, and Mookie Betts in OPS at 1.104. So pretty much the same, nothing too crazy new. For the wins, we're now up to 6 guys here who are tied with 5 wins, and that is Shota Imanga, Seth Lugo, AJ Minter, Tyler Glasnow, Ranger Suarez, and Reed Garrett. God, please, by the next week, make it to like at least 2. Too many guys are tying for wins. The ERA right now, it belongs back to Shota Imanga at 0.78. The strikeouts, if I'm Tyler Glasnow to Zach Wheeler, back to Tyler Glasnow. He takes over at 54. And then a 4-way tie in saves. Clay Holmes from your Yankees, Robert Suarez from your Padres, Kyle Finnegan from your Nationals, and Ryan Helsley from your Cardinals all lead the league with 10 saves. That is your stat leaderboard. Our upcoming series for the weekend set here, we've got some good ones. Starting things off, the Mets and the Rays in a series there. Tigers and Yankees. Red Sox at Twins. Angels at Guardians. Rangers at Royals. Mariners at Astros. That's the fun one. Marlins at A's. Oakland's hot. Giants at Phillies. Blue Jays at Nationals. Oilers at Reds. Brewers at Cubs. That's a big one. The NL Central battle right there, Brewers and Cubs. I'm pretty sure they're within a game of each other. White Sox at Cardinals, Rockies at Pirates, Padres at D-backs, and we end it with the big one, Braves at Dodgers. That is going to be a very, very, very fun series there. Yeah, I'm excited for that one for sure. Definitely going to check in some of those games. And lastly, here we have our playoff predictor. Starting things off in the East. Is that how I do it? The East? AL? No, in the AL. In the AL, we have the Tigers at the Mariners and the Royals at the Yankees for our wild card series. The Mariners will beat the Tigers and the Yankees will beat the Royals. We head to the ALDS, the Mariners at the Guardians, the Yankees at the Oilers. Lo and behold, it's the Mariners and the Yankees that move on. So our ALCS is our Seattle Mariners and our New York Yankees. And it's the Mariners that win that one. They head to the World Series. On the NL side of things, we have a tiebreaker first. The Mets and the Reds are tied for the 6th seed with the same record. So the Reds will beat the Mets in the tiebreaker in the game 163 and head to the wildcard series. The Reds will play the Dodgers and the Cubs will play the Phillies, and it will be the Reds that beat the Dodgers and the Phillies that beat the Cubs. We now move to the division series. We have the Reds at the Brewers and the Phillies at the Braves. It's the Reds and the Phillies, so some wildcard teams making it all the way to the NLCS as well. The Reds at the Phillies, and it's the Phillies that will take down the Reds. Cinderella story there. So our World Series matchup is your Seattle Mariners at your Philadelphia Phillies, and it is your Philadelphia Phillies that are your 2024 World Series champions. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it all from me here today. Thank you everybody so much for listening. I hope it was somewhat not awful with my voice. I'm hoping that Monday I will have a strong voice again and be back, because I need that for me badly. Yes, thank you everybody so much. Nothing left to say. I will see you on Monday one last thing to say. Players of the month, Monday. Get ready for that. First month. We'll be talking about the players of the month for April. Now, there's nothing left to say. Thank you, everybody, so much. I will see you on Monday.